is one we keep bringing up, but heroes like that can actually help use that momentum to get objectives and keep that pressure.
What about Pugna? Now that you can decrep the tombstone.
Whoa.
It only took years of bugging.
Yeah,
them.
what was that?
Finally.
In the
there
game
it
before.
Now we just need to be able to soul rip the Pugna ward.
But
then we'll have come full circle.
Oh my.
All right, too much. I'm sorry.
But I do like where your brain's at. I mean, the Tombstone decrep is cool, but having a hero like that can push, I think there's a lot of synergy there. A lot of healing as well. You know, Pugna saves his allies, as does Undying.
I wonder if we'll see a Enchantress here for Jerax through this game with the Earth Spirit being gone. I think that could be a big potential. Either that or the Night Stalker, I think, will be their next pick for OG. Vici. Especially if they have a like no vision hero or something here from Vici Gaming. Could go back for that Venomancer if it makes into the next phase. That was kind of our answer to Night Stalker before.
Spirit Breaker, one that we saw yesterday from Newbie that we haven't seen much of it. They're going to do the same exact opener. Back to the Rasta.
Just took them 2 minutes of reserve time.
Usually you pick 2 same heroes for the opener if you won the previous game.
Yeah. But so what does that say?
Maybe they're just stubborn. This is a classic Puppy style. If he thinks he can make it work, he'll make it work.
Hey, well, they did ban the heroes, so Puppy would have left in the same heroes as the last game, though. You know, there'd still be this Brewmaster.
Just to prove the point.
Yeah, just half Puppy.
And, I mean, to be fair, everything I said about having a hero that can push, obviously Shadow Shaman does have some push, but maybe not always as reliable as some of those other heroes we talked about. But now Tusk, a new face here.
I was close. It's an ice hero. That half points, maybe? I don't know. But very good Jerax hero.
We'll call it a moral victory.
You can snowball people out of Shackle. Nice little save there. Very nice.
This panel looks like
an Igloo. Yeah, our white panel here. This is nice. We're all boxed in.
Tusk did have some changes. He has a really awesome level 10 talent. 40% XP gain.
That's the most.
Or 90 gold per minute, but 40% is
I think
like a stupid amount.
Yeah, he was starting to get picked more near the end of the patch, especially actually in China by Vici Gaming. So definitely a hero they're very familiar with here. I think if he got picked a bit more, we probably would have lost that 40% XP because it is ridiculous. You level up very fast, which is nice because it's hard to decide between the Sigil or the Snowball. They both kind of scale. Like, Snowball doesn't scale that well, but you still want to up it because you use it so much. And the Sigil scales really well.
You want to have Sigil.
But, yeah, exactly. So it's kind of a tough call. I've seen both maxed early.
I will say his level 25 talents, maybe a little underwhelming. 12% chance for Walrus Punch on auto attacks or minus 6 seconds Ice Shards cooldown. We were actually testing what 12% feels like. It's not a lot.
No, it's pretty weak.
It's really not a lot.
Attack, yeah.
And also,
can he use it like a double hit? Can you proc it?
If you get really lucky.
Yeah, you could just go bam, bam.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but it's, I mean, it's some pretty serious
maybe
luck.
not. I don't think that's how it works.
What do you mean?
Like
you can hit twice in a row.
Yeah, but you can hit twice in a row, but you can't hit 2 criticals in one hit.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh, correct.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
I see what you're saying. You're right here. Well, we are going to lose our Pugna. The Bat Rider going to be removed here, too. It's a bit interesting.
And now we'll see PL, an Ancient Apparition.
Yeah, PL, we talked about
the 4th and 5th.
The good hero against the Tombstone. And
there
she is. Didn't show up in the first game.
That's the lineup I wanted in the previous game.
Yeah.
And
a lot of push now.
And the Monkey King.
So we're still lacking on initiation, though, right? That's our big thing. There's the possibility they take the Void next, maybe. Again, we've talked about that combination and how common it is, but then they would be having like an offlaner for their final pick. I guess there's a potential that they send the Void in the offlane, so it's still a little bit of flexibility, but when you have that final pick, you really want to be able to throw in some sort of an answer. It's going to be very good against whatever OG brings up. Now we just need a fly hero here.
Could it be the Dazzle Tusk, the old double save, Grave and Snowball?
Winter Wyvern is still in the pool. It's really good against DPL.
Dazzle's
Shadow
actually
Shaman as well.
Oh, there it is. People have been waiting for the Fly Phoenix. I saw people even calling it out today, wanting it to come back. Now, maybe not necessarily. Could end up being an S4 Phoenix, to be honest, especially if you really want to get those levels, but more than likely
they changed him a lot.
This is the race to Void here.
His talents are changed, and they're even better than before.
Do you think, is it worth grabbing Void here as Vici to make sure that OG doesn't get that age-old combo of the Phoenix Void? I mean, that's something that China still runs all the time now, too.
You're right. Phoenix did have a lot of talent changes. He also has a 40% XP gain, but it's at level 15.
Yeah, not quite early enough.
Yeah.
So smart.
What you can do with, I mean, both Tusk and Phoenix, they need They need a lot of XP. If the game is going well for Tusk, if you get to level 10 and do not purchase, you can actually purchase Tome of Knowledge and not use it until you're level 10.
Yeah.
And then just get to level 11.
Don't think you can hold it till 15 on Phoenix, though. Maybe. Maybe it'll become a thing.
The second one, maybe.
This is the old 11 hero. Now young 11, of course. He's a reformed man, but very strong and works really well with that last
Someone
pick.
mentioned yesterday how Magnus is so bad.
His talents are awful.
That might have been me. Yeah,
His
I think I
talents-
was talking shit about Magnus
Dude,
yesterday.
his talents feel like garbage. I mean, and he's still a good hero. He still does Magnus things, but everyone else has all these cool talents now, and his like 10 and 15 are just so boring.
And it might be because when talents first came out, Magnus had broken talents. I mean, they were incredibly good, and they've slowly gotten worse and worse, and now this
Yeah, it's
feels
true.
like... I think the thing that compounds it is having the status resistance also, because that's a big part of Magnus is the RP, and heroes like Centaur just really don't care about that
That's a
so
very
much
good
anymore.
point. Yeah, he is going to be throwing off and shedding off any of these stuns here. His strength gets ridiculous. You can build up like 25% kind of deal, and then maybe even with the Eon Disc on top. Things look pretty good.
So what do you think Vici want for this final pick? I mean, PA, is that one that comes to mind,
I think
of course,
Troll,
with the Empower.
because you're up against Phoenix.
Troll.
Because you have the ulti to like pump everyone's attack speed.
Jug is another big one.
Yeah.
Still, Monkey King is good with the Echo Saber build. Does not need to go for Battle Fury. He still can go with the double hit. Can easily kill the egg.
Yeah, they're actually in a really safe spot now because they can just pick
Also,
Troll
melee
or
hero against Centaur on and off lane. Really easy. You can actually 1 versus 1.
whoever doesn't get banned here, I'm sure will just be the pick, honestly, between Troll and Jug. I think Jug's probably the safest one. Helps with their early game push that they want to do anyway, so that's probably the one I would remove if I was OG.
Yeah, but with the Troll, only Troll benefits from his ult, and all others are pretty shitty.
That's true.
That's true.
With the Troll ult.
It still helps with the Phoenix, though.
The Jug is pretty scary, just adding that extra healing into the mix. You've already got the Undying to help keep the DP alive. I do like the Terrorblade ban. Sunder, pretty effective against Death Prophet if timed properly.
Oh, do you have to figure out their final pick here? Pretty safe to say it's going to be some sort of a safe laner here. I wonder if this will be a game where like No Tail takes the Viper. I wonder if that's something that they'll be considering, kind of like how Matumba Man plays it, how it's one of those heroes that maybe you want to give the flashier stuff in the safe lane, like the AM, for example, that they've banned out themselves. But those style kind of heroes that we see like Miracle play, for example, kind of feels like the same sort of caliber that Resolution likes to go for.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, plenty of time for OG to think about this one.
If I'm looking at their draft, I'm considering how my Centaur is going to do, maybe before Blink or with his Blink Dagger. Right now, if he goes in, he has basically that big burst that he has, but who can follow up? Currently from range, they have like a Sunray or something, but when Centaur was being picked more commonly, it was with the Invoker. And it was super strong, right? It was a great way to actually accelerate Centaur because he would get his Blink Dagger and he'd just run around the map, stomping, double edging, and sunstriking, and getting kills all over the place. He doesn't really have a friend like that this game, so he probably wants to enable someone to initiate in. Could be like a Lifestealer, perhaps, if they wanted to do that.
Yeah, Lifestealer could be pretty good here. Pairs very nicely with the Centaur, of course.
The Phoenix, too. You can do some dive infests, really.
Would Medusa be crazy to just try to run that again?
Throw in the safe lane?
Yeah.
Eh.
Eh.
I'm a bit
I
on that
prefer
one.
Medusa on mid lane because of the levels.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Dire team pick.
Be the
It's a
Storm.
Storm.
Spirit. Okay, so who knows where they're going?
Yeah, it could be safe lane Viper or safe lane Storm.
Viper. Who knows what this guy's going to do these days? He's nasty. But there's our hero at range, right? Talking about people who can like follow up with the Centaur. This is good. It's not global Sunstrike, but he can hop in there from range, and then he can kind of be bailed out by someone like this Phoenix. He also doesn't get disrupted by anything like the Ice Shard, so no risk of Jerax creating some walls for you here. And overall, the control, it's strong in the Shadow Shaman, but the heroes are so poor in position 5 these days, he's never going to get a Hex. It's just not going to happen. Or sorry, he's not going to get a Blink,
yeah, the
to help
Blink
with the
Hex.
hexing and being able to grab Rezo. Maybe eventually, but it's certainly not in an early part of the game where it feels like you're just going to lose because of it. And
Yeah.
classic paparazzi here, and
Yeah,
it just
they play it
synergizes
safe.
way too well. These
Yeah,
heroes.
really good with the Empower, having that extra heal from the Healing Ward, and of course he can go Magic Immune to get rid of those pesky Fiery Spirits to focus on the egg. So a lot of reasons to pick Jug here.
I do like the AM band that they went for instead, though. I think that was really smart. Obviously, they picked the Storm Spirit, and the hero just feels completely ridiculous right now with all of his magic resistance.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, boys? I think this is a better draft for Vici, but I still like this OG draft. I think they've got a lot of control.
I don't like VG's draft because only thing they have is Magnus.
Yeah, same.
Again, to start a fight with.
It's one of the worst heroes to try and
if
set
they
fights
fail,
with.
unlike the other game, they had Void, they had Medusa behind, some other stuff, Earth Spirit, Panda to control the fight. They don't have it this time. So I'll go with OG.
Yeah, I wish this Undying was like a Spirit Breaker. You know, one of these heroes that can actually create this chaos and start fights that allow someone like Magnus, or Earthshaker was another notorious one when he was being played in the offlane. Like, you need someone to help, someone who does something at the beginning of the fight besides just a Magnus. It's so hard to find a 2-man RP without anyone else creating chaos first. So
yeah.
I'm going to have to agree that I do like the OG draft here again.
I like to think of Magnus as a counter-initiator more than just that raw initiator in the ideal world. Right?
Vici's draft is definitely way better than last game, though, so still a chance.
All right, well, let's see. Will it be 2-0 or will it go to 3 games? We're about to figure it out. Game 2 of OG versus Vici starts now.
All right, thanks, guys. We are here into the second game. We're going to see Vici move out immediately, but Grant, you heard them talk about the draft. You heard them talk about Lanham on that Undying, and it seems like these teams, SG and Vici, they really want to make this hero work, but they pick it again after a pretty disastrous game 1.
I mean, you saw how it worked, though. In a 2v3 lane, the Undying in the 2 lane just bullies them so hard. It's such a good early game hero, but then it feels so weak in resolution. Now he's going to pop the smoke, and see you later. He's just going to run away. And a failed smoke by VG early, but look at the rest of the team kind of around here. Even No Tail's going to run over this way. We might see a fight.
Yeah, they're thinking about it. Paparazzi, they only saw Fenrir. That was the only smoke that was broken, but now maybe OG are going to move away. Yeah, they're not going to worry about this. Maybe they can get some ice shards. They're not going to go for it with JRX. He thought about it for a moment there, I think. But
the early game, I was looking at the early game should go about the same. VG definitely has the better supports to deal with it early game, but instead of an Earth Spear, you have a Tusk, so a lot more defensive, but can still be offensive if he wants to. And they just need to cut the casualties and get resolution, a ton of farm again, and then just maybe 4 or 5 man with the Viper, and then they should be fine. But if this Juggernaut can empower farm, you're going to see a pretty easy win from VG if they just don't stop him at all.
S4 will take the rune. He might die for it, though. The shackles will come out. They do have a skewer. They're going to pop it, and S4 will try for the TP. They have plenty of damage here with Fenrir, but it's not enough. He will be able to make it home. He gets the banner rune. He does have to use a TP, but that's still pretty great for OG, I think, at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, and especially because JRX is blocking the wave with ice shards, keeping him back, so Centaur might miss a little bit of the first wave, but that's it.
That's fine. He'll be all right. But I mean, you talked about resolution getting farmed though, and that is something they can't really let happen again, because he just got so much in that last game. It was insane how farmed he was. Of course, a lot of space being made there for his team.
And that's the problem. Undying's really good against, like, look at, they're just bullying No Tail again. It's really good in that one lane, but an Undying can't really just run middle and get a kill, especially resolution went wand first. You come over and spam decay. It actually just helps Storm Spirit in the super early game.
And I don't even think this is that bad for the Viper, because you can get Corrosive Skin, you'll be a bit tankier later on down the line, and you can, of course, just get last hits from range. So I think this is a bit better for No Tail, perhaps, than it was last game when he was on the Faces Void.
Yep, and they do put 11 actually in the safe lane this time to try to get him a little bit more farm, but dual melee versus single melee, obviously, you're always going to be in a little better advantage in 2v1 lane.
Yeah, exactly, and they want to get S4 some farm, and JRX will help out. He'll probably rotate at some point in the near future, but the Blade Fury down bottom, No Tail, I spoke too soon. He's in trouble. He will Fairy Fire, will not be enough to get, of course, him self-saved, and he will go down. Another decay to follow up onto Fly, so that'll be first blood going the way of Vici, and they need that in this aggressive tri lane to make it work.
Yep, that's it. All that they can just keep diving. Obviously, Undying so good in the early game, taking off HP, just tanking the tower with that stolen HP. That's all he really needs to do, and now it's just a 1v1 middle lane DP against Storm Spirit, and you'll see Ori probably going to spam out some Crypt Swarms and just build a Spirit Siphon, push him out of lane.
Well, for now, though, he has 4 denies in resolution, and you talked about it yesterday, how important the denies are here in this skill-based mid matchup, so could be big for Rezo.
It's just, you have such a better attack animation, Storm versus DP. DP's animation is still so bad.
Yeah, but when you get the Crypt Swarm levels, maybe things get easier for Ori. But for now, level 2 Spirit Siphon, trying to get some last hits. He will get one with that Crypt Swarm. They rotate No Tail top, by the way. So that one kill, he says, enough, I'll just go top lane, get plenty of farm. And Sardar already pressuring on 11 here. He throws up the Nether Toxin. This will help also get some last hits too. And now bottom lane, it looks like they're just going to leave Paparazzi here alone for now as they rotate mid. Lanham's running in, but again, there's no disables here, and Ori's not even in range for the Spirit Siphon, so Rezo's fine. Plus he has a salve, a couple of tower hits on Lanham. Maybe they can get the ice shards. They have a snowball. Not sure if they're going to go for it. Ori also taking damage. Now the Spirit Siphon comes in. Perhaps Rezo's too far up. They have Crypt Swarm, but he is going to salve and he'll be fine. So at the end of the day, Lanham just walks mid, can't really do anything.
And like you said, like Trent said, I think during the panel, if it was like a spear breaker instead, like that would have probably been a for sure kill there. But unfortunately, Undying, he's a good lane bully, but not a good roaming one.
Yeah, exactly. He's missing out on experience. So too is Jerax, but
top lane,
they're going to make a go here. They've got the shockwave. No tail might die again. Good skewer back. He does have a salve and wand charges, but he's in a lot of trouble. Still slowed up. And he might be able to get the deny off. No, not in time. 11 gets the last auto attack, and that'll do it for Vici.
Yep, and somehow, man, Jerax is level 3 after all this, and he's just been kind of moving around after top lane. They want to get a kill. It's so hard to get a kill in the Juggernaut, especially with like a Phoenix and a Tusk. It's almost impossible to lock him down, but middle.
Yeah, they're going to find Rezo here. Maybe they can get the kill this time. He does have wand charges. The Soul Rip will come out, and one more auto attack. Lanham at 8 strength stolen. That's enough to help secure the kill. So now, Vici Gaming again, they're getting off to perhaps a quick start, but still, OG still not in a bad position yet.
Yeah, but Fiji, I mean, this is how you have to be with an Undying as well as a Shadow Shaman. You just roam around, get those early kills, try to push towers with an early Shadow Shaman 6. Yeah, and they didn't do that too much. The Shadow Shaman didn't feel like he had that much of an impact pushing-wise. Good kills, but you want to push after that as well.
I think it's going to be different this game because you have a Death Prophet, you have the exorcism to work with, and the threat of an RP2 once you get a Blink Dagger for your Magnus. So maybe pushing will be easier this game for Vici, I would assume, but you never know.
Yeah. They should be able to pressure 2 lanes at once. That's the whole thing. Like Shadow Shaman, you don't really want him pushing with you in the early game. But top lane, No Tail goes down again, and he's just getting eaten alive by Fenrir.
Yeah, that is not a good start for No Tail. I think it's 3 deaths for him. A bit rough. He has boots. He's level 3 now, so he's pretty much the same as some of his supports at this point. So No Tail having a tough time. But Resolution, again, he's still farming well. He's up to 24 last hits. Yes, he's died once, but you need to look out for him. Meanwhile, bottom S4 getting caught. The Blade Fury coming in. Paparazzi looking to spin him down. The Soul Rip is there. They have the Spirits or the Fire Spirits coming in. That should be enough to keep him alive. Plus the Salve from S4. And Lanham now taking a lot of damage. There's Icarus dive coming back around his fly. No Sunrise skilled up. S4 looking for a stomp. He's got actually double edge. Stomp back in 1. Paparazzi's too speedy. Didn't have the Blade Fury, but S4 just couldn't quite catch up to him. And the Soul Rip comes out. So he's still pretty healthy and ready to go, but he will back himself away after trying to go for that kill on S4.
You saw S4, he might have been able to push up and maybe get a kill there, but he's so nervous. He's missing 12 strength from all the decay. It's just so hard to fight like that.
Yeah. Lanham is forced back, so no more decay spam for now. And they will set up on mid for Fenrir, but I think he was spotted by this Observer Ward on the other side. He is now for sure.
And this is the problem with a Viper. Like with a Void, even if you're under farmed, you have that Chrono to help impact. As a Viper, if you don't have any farm, I mean, that hero just feels so bad. So they definitely need to secure him a little bit of farm, but Paparazzi and Lanham just gonna be all over him right now.
I think he's about to die again if he's not careful. There's a Fenrir, or excuse me, Lanham is sitting down here. I think he might rotate Fenrir. He's gonna back away. No Tail just needs to be played carefully here. He needs also some backup too. Jerax was looking to get the bounty, but Lanham will take it from him.
Ooh, and such a good rune for Resolution. He gets the haste rune before the DP can, and that almost guarantees he'll never get killed, and he has level 6.
Yep. So does he make something happen, or does he just continue to farm in the jungle now for Rezo?
You just have to farm as Resolution. He's going for that. The new Soul Ring gives you a little extra HP too, which is nice.
Yeah, so he'll get some extra mana to work with, extra potential here as Ori now has no mana left. Jerax coming in, the Ice Shards, the ball lighting. They're going to make something happen mid. They get the roll into the Icarus dive. The Sun rates a lot of damage. They have the Spirit Siphon still coming in. He's solo. Final drop down. Lanham's not there in time. He'll take some damage as well, but they will take down the Death Prophet. They rotate 3 heroes. They almost didn't get the kill. He had more Spirit Siphons to work with, but they get it done nonetheless.
Yeah, it's almost the exact same start. It was 1-4 for OG last game, and they got that 1 kill on the middle here, and it just felt like it did so much. No Tail even level 5 now, actually beating out the Juggernaut in levels, which is a huge thing, because it felt like he's been doing just getting no experience anywhere, but he really is.
The good news for Vici for the Magnus is he's top in the CS right now. I believe also top of the net worth, in fact, by a wide margin. He actually has already got his Arcanes. He's got Raindrops and he's working on his Blink Dagger. So far so good for this Magnus. When you talked about him getting involved and him getting a lot of farm early, it looks like that's happening here.
Yeah, and like a Doom, I mean, you just want to abuse your big cooldown on your level 6, get a bunch of kills with it if you can, and push into towers.
See if he can't find something. He hasn't scaled up ARP yet, which of course makes sense. They're not really fighting at this point. No Tail will rotate back home. They have some heroes bottom setting up looking for a kill there, but they won't find it. And JRX will walk top, level 8-11. So Ice Shards will come in. They have Snowball as well. Tusk needs to be careful. 11 will just skewer himself out. Didn't want to get caught in that and get pushed under the tower for now.
Yeah, S4, he has his ulti now. They have so much escape, right? You have the Snowball save, and then you have the ulti from S4 that can help out, as well as just the egg zoning him out. It feels like OG can play this a lot more defensive than they did last game, even if they want to.
And just get resolutions and farm, get him in the game, ready to go. He's still doing pretty well. Third in the net worth. Surprisingly enough, the Death Prophet's doing really well. Second in net worth, 3,100, 600 behind that of the Magnus. And bottom lane, it looks like there may be some action here in the near future if OG is not careful. Vici have 4 heroes down bottom. It looks like they thought about making something happen with Exorcism with Death Prophet, but he's just going to walk away and head back mid instead.
Yep, and I love this. They know there's a bunch of heroes down here, so No-Till just throws out the level 3 Nether Toxin, pushes the wave out.
That's pretty insane. It's like a 5-second cooldown, too. My God. This ability's pretty good, actually.
Yep. VGs, though, they're fine. They're up 2k gold, a lot of it on the Magnetar, like you said. And they just need to start pushing towers with Ori. He already skilled his ultimate.
Yeah, they should get something going here in the next couple of moments. They don't have level 6 yet for Shadow Shaman. In fact, he's almost 5. They would like to have Super Wards to help get like 2 towers pushed at once, but as of right now, he's leeching experience bottom with Paparazzi nearby.
Here we go. I like this smoke gank here. They show 2 bottom because I think they expect OG has a ward in lane. They don't, but they do this smoke to try to go all the way around, and they should be able to at least pick off 1 kill here.
They're already going on No-Tail. He's going to get hexed up. They have a lot of heroes coming in as well. No-Tail should fall, but the Stampede keeping him alive. The Salve will come through. The Icarus dive. Are they all going to get out? No-Tail, he's got a TP scroll, trying to work his way through. Pops the Nether Toxin. There are 4 heroes here. He'll look for the TP out. He will make it away. There's no way they can stop it. They'll rotate all 5 heroes bottom, and yes, they might get this tower, but they cannot get a kill.
They got Phoenix at the very beginning, but still they're going to lose out in middle lane, taking so much damage as well as top, so they have to use Glyph to secure both, and they're only going to be able to push this tier 1 really slowly bottom.
JRX is already doing a pretty good job with these Ice Shards, but with the healing ward up, might dissuade them from really doing anything here. They'll TP mid with Lanham, so he can't take the tower. The wave is pushing out top, though. If the Centaur is up there doing a good job of killing the creep wave. They will get bottom. They don't have to use Exorcism that. That's a pretty huge thing for Ori. They're jumping in mid, looking for Lanham. They've got the Icarus dive as well. He drops the Tombstone. Plenty of mana for resolution to work with. Should be able to get this kill. He will finally drop. They won't go for the Tombstone. It's time to just leave. Fly trying to go for the TP. Might be able to make it away. The Crypt Swarm, not enough damage. The Tombstone zombies can't do it as well. And Rezo working on this tower, now walking up onto Ori. Needs to be careful. The Spirit Siphon coming out. He's got wand charges. A little bit of mana left. He does have a Soul Ring back up now. Just came off cooldown, and he's fine.
Yep, and this tower will get denied, unfortunately.
Ooh, getting low. Good Viper Strike on Defender. He might survive. 11 doesn't have a skewer to work with. No RP. He just used it, but the Shockwave will get the kill, and No-Tail can't turn it around in time.
Yeah, feels a lot like last game with 11 doing so much on the map for him, but he has a lot more impactful hero this game. Doom can only get like so far and can only do so much. Magnus, on the other hand, with Farm, can just accomplish so much more than a Doom.
And it's scary, too, because he's right around the corner from that Blink Dagger.
Yeah, he is. And I mean, if you get one, instead of just dooming 1 hero, you could get 2 in that RP, just get the ghosts off it. So much more team fight, honestly, from VG this game as well.
You got to be really careful if you're OG, and they need some more farm too. They're working on their Blink Dagger of their own, and in fact, Centaur's pretty close too, so good news there for S4. But Viper, of course, still a little bit behind for No-Tail.
Yep, they have a lot of levels on OG, which is good, but VG still definitely has the farm lead, and once they get that blink on Magnus, it's going to be hard, because, I mean, Centaur doesn't really save you with his ult when you're permanently stunned up. It's going to be JRX's timing, and we might see him go for a blink after this urn, just for the blink save RP.
The blink save's so huge in this game, and we've seen it before from players like JRX, and there's the blink for the Magnus, and I think they'll make something happen here in the next couple of moments. I think they should have a smoke. They don't actually have one on them yet, but I would imagine they'll bring it out soon. In the meantime, they're going to move top together as a team, but so will OG. Smoke will break. They'll find Lanham. They're going to go on him. It looks like Ball Lightning in. Here's the extra, some good silence on the Shackles as well. Tusk in trouble. The Supernova coming out. Good stun coming in from S4. They're going to take 2. The Viper Strike comes out. The stun will hit on Paparazzi as well. Trying to deal with the Tombstone. They will bring it down. Jump in from Resolution. Paparazzi going to go for the spin TP, and he will make it out. A 2-for-1 trade. 11 deciding not to go in. He doesn't have RP up, so they can't counter-initiate. They're still looking further. Fenrir's under the tower. The Icarus dive. They won't spot him, but they should get this tier 1 in the top lane.
Yeah, that's why Phoenix feels so good in this game, because they first picked Undying as well as Shadow Show, so you have two supports who can't deal with the egg at all. And like, he didn't even have to get Fire Spirits on anyone. You just go in, get the egg, and zone everyone out.
Yeah. And they lost Jarex, I think, in that fight. That was it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So not a bad trade. And I think S4 revealed his blink in that fight with that double stomp. So
He did. Super worth to get those kills.
really good timing coming in from OG. But again, they still have to deal with this Magnus RP, which is now up. Exorcism was used in that fight. While Ice Shards, Lana might be in trouble. Decay coming out. They won't go further. They don't have the Storm to continue to chase. And they finally get the Tier 1 tower top lane.
Yep, that's the biggest thing. They don't have too much burst damage without resolution, so when it's just the 3 S4 and the 2 supports, they can't do much except just defend a tower. And even bottom lane, we're going to start seeing the Empower farming on Paparazzi kick in, and during the Major we saw a lot of that. Just Empower the Jug, come back from a 15k deficit and win, and they're up right now. They're just going to go farther up if he keeps that up.
Yeah, I mean, now with the Serpent Wards too, they're going to take more towers. They should be able to get a lot more map control here for Vici in the next few minutes. They're already pushing in this bottom lane, trying to get to the Tier 2. And we'll see if they drop wards here. They're thinking about it, and it looks like they will. And there it goes. So now already this tower in trouble here in the bottom lane. They will pop Glyph, but we'll see if they can trade here for OG.
Yeah, but no level 10, man. He rotated lanes 3 times and still able to pick up level 10. Feels so good. But they will lose that Tier 2 bottom, unfortunately, which is rough. They lose control to their own jungle, which means Juggernaut can just farm even more. But wait, backdoor protection.
Yeah, backdoor protection's kicking in. The stomp comes out. They'll find one as Fenrir dropped down, and they'll clear out these Serpent Wards. Maybe get a deny as well. It's going to be close. And they do get the deny off by Tusk, getting it done. Nicely done coming out. And Resolution made some space top 2. They started going out of here, and he's able to back himself up with the Ball of Lightning and get out of trouble.
Yeah, that's extremely good. They do still lose the towers, so at least VG can take control of this jungle. You see they already have a ward down, but limiting the amount of gold they get is very good.
All right, so you've got the Eul Scepter now on the Death Prophet. You've taken a few towers. Exorcism is back up. RP is up. Do Vici need to make a move here in the next few minutes? Well, actually, hold that thought. They're going to get moved on as Lanham's going to get stomped up and brought down. Resolution balls in, but he's not even needed as they blow him away with Fly.
Yeah, wow, just really good movements on the map from OG again. VG gets those early kills, but already you just feel the not impact of an Undying.
They're trying to make this hero work. But meanwhile, bottom, No Tail, Viper Strike, he is in trouble. Spirit Siphon. The Skewer will miss. They have the Stampede, but there's the Eul Scepter, which will stop him in his tracks. He'll try to fight. More Spirit Siphons coming out. No Tail, he does have the heal from the talent, the level 10 spell lifesteal. It's not enough. He'll continue to drop it down. He's alive somehow. Crypt Swarm, though, will take him down in the meantime, or he just snipes him at the end of it. Very close, but Stampede not able to save him this time.
Yeah, that 8% healing him so much. 8% seems like so little, but keeps him alive.
Yeah, just barely.
Fortunately, he does die, and that's the problem with Viper. You don't have an escape mechanism. You still want to farm up as much as you can because you don't have a flash farm escape mechanism. You just right-click creeps. Fortunately, push too far out.
Yeah, he's a little behind. He does I think he just finished his Veil. Yeah, there it is. It's done. He's got it on him right now, which is an interesting item just when you think about it from a Viper, right? That's not something you would have seen last patch.
Yeah, we saw it come out yesterday a lot on Liquid as well, and I mean, it's very good with Phoenix because Phoenix isn't going to be able to farm it up, so
yeah.
You have it now for yourself as well as for the Phoenix.
I wonder if that was his first item choice. Would he have gone that if he was ahead? You know what I mean?
I think so. I think we just saw last game. I mean, the Nether Toxin is actually so good.
Yeah.
50 damage a second.
It's pretty insane, actually.
Yeah, I definitely think we'll see at least a cooldown nerf onto it later. 5 seconds is a little low.
It's crazily low, yeah, you're right. I mean, he's just able to spam out these waves and fights as well. It's pretty rough. So for now, he'll continue to farm. He keeps these waves pushed out pretty quickly. And, well, Vici Gaming, they have a slight advantage, just 1K. Again, we saw last game they had a slight advantage. They pretty much won the early game, but when it got to that mid to late game situation, Resolution got farmed, and it looks like that might happen again here for OG.
Rezo, he is just trying to farm up that Bloodstone.
Yeah. Change with the Perseverance. He's almost there. He has Arcane, so he just needs the Vitality booster, and then he'll be ready to go. It's about 200 gold away.
They do have to be nervous, so Juggernaut is about to hit level 12, has a Yasha. He's going to have that full Manta plus Empower, so he has plenty of damage. They just... They need to try stopping this Juggernaut's farm by either invading the jungle, but you see, look at those, the Sentry Wards by Dire, just making sure they have vision of their own side.
There's no vision there for OG. They have one kind of shallow into the jungle up in this area, but That's pretty much it. I don't know if they have any other vision. They have their own jungle warded up pretty well, but that's about it. But OG will make a smoke play here for now. They'll move together with 3. Resolution just picks up his Bloodstone as well, but can they find anything? They're going to sit Resolution top hill push, and it looks like they're going to sit behind him and try to make something happen here.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the other side, just Empower farming Juggernaut. He gets to level 12 now. They're going to try to do the smoke gank of their own.
Yeah.
They only have vision onto the Viper because they had that middle ward, but now he's running top.
Oh, he's going back around. He might run straight into him.
Yeah, this could be a problem. He is going to try to farm this sub.
I think No Tail is in trouble here. He's actually moving kind of far away. Here comes the Magnus looking to jump in. And I think they're going to find No Tail here.
With a Shadow Blade.
The skewer back, it will find it, and the Omni Slash comes through, and they're going to blow No Tail away. They drop him quickly, and the Serpent Ward's at the Tier 1 tower on top of it. In the meantime, Resolution continues to split push top and try to work on that tower. S4's coming back in. They have a couple of heroes rotating, but this Tier 1 should fall in the mid lane for Vici.
Yep, that's a smart play. I mean, they're like, oh, why would Juggernaut just use his ultimate so people can't TP in? I mean, they know they have a Tusk, they know they have a Phoenix, plenty of save, just blow them up as quickly as you can.
Yeah. So Viper again dies, but still making space for Resolution. They will lose their Tier 1 tower to 3K lead now for Vici Gaming. What other items are being built besides like the Veil that we just saw? We have the Shadow Blade from 11. I think he had it in that fight.
Had it. Here we go.
They're
top
making
lane.
it go on top lane here. Stomp comes out. Good Blade Fury just in time. S4 now has to work on Lana. He's in trouble. The Shackles will come through. Here's the Icarus dive as well. The Supernova. It's right in the middle of everything. Now the ball lightning. He'll stay alive. The Supernova. It doesn't get off. It was so close. And now the RP turnaround 3 on to 3. They're going to get caught, and they have a double kill already for 11. The deny comes in from Resolution, and a killing spree taken away from S4. 4 will go down. Vici Gaming with a perfect counter initiation there.
Yeah, and that's what they were talking about on the panel. The Magnus isn't the best initiation, but perfect counter initiation. Hits on 3 of them, and they just clean up that fight so easily. If that egg got off, could have been a different thing, but nice aiming by the Dire side.
Fly went right in. The rest of his team was behind waiting to go, but they just needed 1 more second there, and perhaps that egg gets off.
Yeah, I think Fly thought he hit the Juggernaut with a Spirit, but unfortunately he didn't, and the Juggernaut's the highest attack speed, just ate that egg alive.
So what was a like 3K advantage now jumps up to about 5 to 6K, and Resolution, he just got that Bloodstone. He had to use his deny. Now we're down to 9 charges, now working on an Orchid, and Resolution, like it's skewered back, 11, just missing. So we'll see if they back up here or if Vici continue on.
And we see the power, just 11 in that first game as Doom did so well now. He has so much farm, almost level 16 at 20 minutes in on a Magnus. He was in the safe lane and he played it really well.
That as well. Yep. That's pretty nice. Well, for now, we'll see what moves OG decide to make. No Tail still trying to catch back up. Resolution, we just talked about him. And they didn't even use Exorcism in the fight, which is the crazy thing, right? And he's going to have BKB soon as well in the Death Prophet, so they could start getting perhaps a bit more aggressive here for Vici.
You're going to be extremely hard to take him down with that new Nether Toxin on Viper. He doesn't do that much damage to anyone who has Magic Immunity, though. That's one big change. And now Paparazzi is just going to farm so quickly with Empower.
Yeah, he's going to work on his Diffusal Blade. It's already done, like you mentioned, level 14 now. And maybe OG congregating together thinking about smoking. They have one on Jerax, so we'll see what moves they make here as Resolution puts farm bottom.
It's nice having your Storm farm, but unfortunately when that BKB does come up on the Death Prophet, they will have absolutely nothing to deal with it at all. And that's why it's such a good item choice. Don't see much second item BKB on Death Prophet.
No, not usually. But it'll work out pretty well, I have a feeling. He's going to be pretty tanky, pretty tough to deal with because of the Yules as well. And they got to figure out a way to deal with him, not only him, but the Jug and the Magnus as well.
And we see OG grouping up. And that's what they have to do. They have to group up and they have to get kills because this Juggernaut's always going to find farm as well as his Death Prophet. And, I mean, even Magnus, he can just farm by himself right now.
Yeah, they're feeling pretty confident. Vici, RP is up again. They've got every single ultimate. In fact, both teams have all ultimates ready to go. OG trying to split up the map, split push as best as possible. Resolution doing a good job of that all over the map, working on his Orchid, getting very close, in fact. He needs one more Oblivion Staff in the recipe. But there's that Diffusal Blade, so now the Jug is going to do some serious damage, and like you mentioned, he already farms pretty quickly.
Yep, now he can farm heroes just as quickly. They're going to try to push in top. VG knows something's up. They're like, there's no way this guy would be pushing top alone.
They are sitting together. Vici will make the move. They're going to head in 2 different directions. It looks like they'll just go straight towards Roach for now, or over in that vicinity anyway. And OG are sitting in a pretty defensive position here themselves, kind of on the high ground. JRX can spot a couple of heroes out if they walk close.
Yep, they're sitting right on those sentry wards like we saw last game when they had the sentry wards down. But look at this, they're just going to go for an extremely quick Roshan.
Yeah, they pop the extra support too. This is going to fall immensely fast. They even pop the Flesh Golem.
Yep, it's smart. Just use all your cooldowns. You don't need to fight after you take this Roshan. I mean, you have the better late game.
They want to go for a steal. The snowball coming in. It might be in the perfect time. JRX snatches it, perfectly done, but this is still a rough fight. They're all so low. 3 dead. While it was a great steal, it's not going to be enough. Lonham's getting low. JRX is going to be done. They skewer him back in. It's going to be all 5 dead from OG. And as good as that was, as cool as that was from JRX, that is every single hero down from OG.
But as OG, you have to go for that. You know you don't have the late game secured. They're already to like the 25-minute mark, and this Juggernaut's just been free farming all game. And it was a good choice to go in, but unfortunately they might have been too far behind already. Yeah. VG just played their heroes perfectly this game, especially Young 11 again.
Yeah, he in the offlane has done a great job in this game. He's able to get a couple of big RPs, get ahead, give his Juggen power, and go from there. They do take the tier 2 tower. They can't push high ground. The death timer is still a little bit too low for OG at this point. So Vici Gaming decide not to go high ground, decide not to do anything too crazy. They'll probably work on the tier 2 tower top lane in the next few minutes. They didn't get the Aegis. That's the one downside for Vici Gaming. It's not that big of an issue when you think about what they gained instead, but it might slow their push down just a little bit as they wait for the Exorcism and certain wards to come off cooldown.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think they'll push too early, but I mean, they're in no need of it. Death Prophet only gets stronger. Juggernaut only gets stronger. They have nothing to counter these BKBs.
Well, they're going to have Boots of Travel on No Tail. Is this just strictly for split pushing and ratting at this point, or?
That's what it feels like, just moving around the map, trying to make something happen. Split up VG as much as they can and maybe get a pick off with the other 4 heroes. But look at him top.
Yeah. He might be in some trouble potentially. They have Paparazzi running in. No Tail, he's just going to head into the tree line. He knows something's up, I think. Yeah, he's going to back up, it looks like. So, he'll be fine. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Hex came out. They have the Stampede, which will keep Resolution alive. He was able to ball lightning beforehand, I believe. So,
Young 11 actually finds No Tail top.
Yeah. Skewer out. They've got the Omni Slash, I believe. The Mantle will come out. Nether Toxic going, the Viper Strike is there as well. They have the Sun Ray to heal him up, looking for Young 11. He's going to go for the TP. S4 is just a half second too late. The Ice Shard's not there as well. And the Blade Fury TP coming out from the Jugs. They can't even find a pick, and they have some good counter initiation from OG.
That's a good ward in lane. Fenrir saw the ward he placed down. They saw 3 people TPing in, or else they might have overcommitted for that kill.
Yeah.
So extremely good warding coming out from Dire.
They're just not making those mistakes. There's only 6 kills for OG this game. They're just not getting caught, it seems like.
Yep, they're not. It doesn't feel like JRX, you know, he got the Aegis, but it doesn't feel like he has many saves. It's so hard to get in close and get any of those saves he can.
He's still working on that Blink Dagger. That's the big item you talked about to help get those saves, and he just hasn't been able to get there. In the meantime, Vici are moving into the jungle. They've picked up an Aghanim Scepter for the Magnus. They're ready to go. They're ready to do some work, so.
Yep, OG needs, they need a smoking, but it's so hard. There's nowhere they can really go with the smoke. They're stuck inside their base. You see Dire's warding just all over the map, and I mean, even if they find someone, if they find a Death Prov, just pops up that Black King bar, and the rest of his team will be right behind him.
Yeah. It's tough to make any moves right now for OG, and you could just take control of the entire map if you're Vici, and all you can kind of do for OG is just split push as best as possible. Get this wave pushed out top lane. This tower's pretty low at the least, so they get this tier 2, maybe they could start pressuring the tier 3 tower and somehow get back in this game. I will say it's a 10k lead. It could be a lot worse. It's like plateaued the past few minutes.
Yep.
So at least OG are sort of stopping the bleeding, but they're already so far behind right now.
The only problem, again, is it's exactly like last game. All their farms on a Storm Spirit, which is not as good as it being on a Medusa.
Right. Storm, he can do some work, but it's going to be tough to 1v5 and almost impossible in this game. So Resolution will just continue to sit in the trees, get some vision, and then jump out.
You have Centaur in trouble middle, though.
Yeah, he has to pop the Stampede, and he will not stay alive. Paparazzi gets the jumps he needs for the Omni Slash. Meanwhile, top lane, Ori pops the Spirit Siphon. He's going to go for a TP, but the Eul Scepter is there, and Rezo is in trouble. He's going to try to ball lightning away. He's about half mana at this point. Spirit Siphon's still going. They're still chasing him down. They'll drop the Veil. The Silence comes in too, and that means he'll probably fall here. They need a couple of auto attacks and a Crypt Swarm, which will do the job. And Rezo can't get the ball lightning off in time, and they will find the biggest kill they could. It's 48 seconds with Rezo on the sideline.
Yep, this will at least be a tier 2 top, if not possibly more. Obviously, Exorcism's down, but you have an Empowered Juggernaut. You don't need it.
Absolutely not. They're feeling pretty good. Plus, they also have Seraph Morse, which they won't need either. They can maybe go high ground here. We'll see.
If they will have Ghosts up shortly when he gets the mana, still about 100 away. With 10 mana a second. I'll do the math.
All right.
It's soon.
It's going to be up soon. They're going to have it, but looking for the skewer first. It's 11. Now, they might back up. They have the Axe. The Shockwave comes back in. 11 might be in trouble. He's going to just take the full Sunray and the Viper Strike. Good stomp onto 2. The Double Edge, a great start to the fight. They still don't have the Storm for 5 seconds. Paparazzi is going to try for the Blade Fury. He will go for a TP. Maybe they have the Stampede Ori. He's in trouble. The Nether Toxic going. The Glimmer Cape's in. Resolution looking for Fenrir on the backline. He's going to find him, and Fenrir should fall. It's 2 down. Can they get Lanham? 3 would be great, but they've only gotten the Magnus in terms of cores. Lanham very tanky. He's going to try for the TP. He might actually make it. They're looking for more elsewhere up towards the north of the map. They're trying to chase down Ori. Ball lightning across the way. Resolution, I think he just missed him in terms of vision, and he won't be able to find him. Ori, they're chasing the Exorcism. He's at the Shrine. They just don't have the mana for Resolution, though, and they will only get 2 kills out of that somehow for OG.
Yeah, that's rough. Tower almost drops top. They maybe overcommitted for it a little bit, VG, but they just back out. Like you said, only lose 2 heroes that don't really mean that much to him. Obviously, 11's worth a lot of gold, and he does have the Aghanims now.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, they didn't do the math of the Death Prophet, I think. The Exorcism only came up a little bit too late there. So.
Yeah. This is such a weird Aghanims on Magnus. It used to be like the Empower AoE, and now, it's Shockwave. Like,
it's very strange.
I don't know. It seems like it's just not that good, but they're up a lot, so might as well go for it.
Increases travel distance and speed and causes Shockwave to come back, and then it slows. But when it returns, it deals half damage creep, so I don't really know.
That's just it's just a very different Aghanims.
And look, it keeps the waves pushed out.
Here comes Young 11. He's hasted and Shadowblade. He knows where No-Tail's at. He might ulti him.
Skewer back.
Doesn't need
No-Tail is dead. He's going to go Scepter, but even with the Diffusal changes, they're still going to find the skill. Poor No-Tail. He's going to get hexed up. This has been a rough game for him in that safe lane on the Viper. And he will fall down for 50 seconds, and now Vici, it looks like they may have to deal with the wave coming in top. Ori is here, S4 staying a bit long. Maybe they can go for him here. He has Stampede and Blink. He is going to not deal with the siege creeps. He's just going to back himself away. So the good news is they're losing all these heroes for OG, but actually, they're like kind of getting the gold lead back in their favor. I mean, yeah, they're still down 9K, but again, it could be so much worse at this point.
Yeah, it could be, but it's still just all the farms coming in on Resolution. He's just not a physical DPSer until way late in the game when you have like Bloodthorn. So he'll be farmed, but what can he actually do besides kill the supports off?
It feels like they need that like big initiation from S4 and Jirax.
Yep, I mean, obviously, if Storm, say, gets the Ags, the Bloodthorn, I mean, you get some of those AoE pulls with an Ag. There's definitely ways to win this game. They just have to make it that far.
Yeah.
And that's going to be hard against Octarine Death Prophet in about 10 seconds here.
And the Scotty was just picked up on the Jug, too. This is where you think, okay, Roche is up now. Or not yet, actually. It's going to be in 2 minutes. But Roche is up in 2 minutes. We have our Exorcism. We have our Death Prophet with plenty of items. We have our Jug. We have our Serpent Wards. I'm assuming if they can get Roche, they're going to make something happen and just finish off the game in the next 5 minutes, one would assume.
Yep, that seems to be what their plan wants to be, and they're going to go for a smoke gank here. They think Roche might be up. They haven't scouted it out yet, so they might look for that and then go for a gank after they see it's not up.
Yeah. And that's going to be... Well, they might run into the rest of OG, actually, as OG's pretty close by. Rezo's going to jump in. He might... Ooh, the silence just misses, but Paparazzi looking for Fly. Icarus dive away. They're going to try to find a target here. Stampede is used defensively, and they will survive. So OG don't lose anything there, but they use Stampede.
And now Lanham's like, oh, we'll check Roche. Not up yet, so they know it'll be a late spawn. Young 11 will just continue farming.
Man. Paparazzi, like you mentioned in the beginning of the game, once you thought about, you know, okay, you've got the Empower, he's going to have some items. He did farm really well. He's up to 19,000, almost 20,000 net worth. They're going to have a double damage rune as well for when Roche respawns, which is in a minute. He's just sitting there waiting, and I don't blame him. They've got plenty of time, 2 minutes before the next rune comes out, so they could just chill around this rune.
Yep, I do like Viper is going, obviously with that Veil, he's going for his Aghanims now that goes through the spin of Jug, not the damage, but the slow. Just kite him around and see what you can do in a fight. It's going to be all about who Fly hits with his spirits. Like if he gets some good fire spirits off and a good egg, it could change everything. If he just misses even the Juggernaut once again, then it's a problem.
Yeah, this Viper Strike, though, you're right. This could be a good item. He's a little ways away. Meanwhile, the jump in, Paparazzi, they take the tier 3 tower, they'll drop the Serpent Wards. The Clip will come out. It looks like Noti will just clean this up, but maybe not. They've got the Exorcism coming in. This is a bit dangerous here. Vici really committing. Stop the BKB from Ori. Jumping in the back lines. There's the Glimmer Cape. The pull is going to come through. They've got the sword. The Icarus dive, not there yet. It looks like they might catch out Resolution. He's going to fall dead for 60. He's got buyback. That's a huge kill for Vici. And they're about to take this Rax as well. Viper Strike coming in S4, getting kited around as well. No Tail's in trouble. He's out in the front lines. He'll pop the Ghost Weapon, which will keep him alive. The Blade Fury will spin him down, though. He's done. A full set of Rax gone. They have to buy back on 2 heroes, and they need to take this fight. They need to get something out of this for OG, but they've already lost the Rax. RP about to go from Young 11. Hasn't used it yet. Now the Viper Strike coming in onto Lanham. Continues to decay. Now the Omni, I think, no, just some Manta Illusions going to work on No Tail. Stomp coming in. They're looking for 11. He's pretty low. Resolution. He'll help get the kill. They've got the Sunray as well. That'll bring down another. And 2 more are trying to get out. Fenrir as well as Paparazzi. There's a good Supernova. They've got Vision of Paparazzi. He's got the Glimmer Cape now. He's silenced up as well. The Urn. They're chasing him down. They really want this kill. He's in the tree line. Jerax still chasing that Manta style. He's going to go for the spin. Rezo still chasing. He's low on mana. He's got only 6 Bloodstone charges. Good ice shards from Jerax. The Walrus Punch as well. Finally, they'll bring him down. They won't get Ori. They will lose a full set of Rax. They have to buy back on 2, but at least they kill 4 heroes out of it.
If they do end up winning that fight, but Resolution just dove in, got silenced so nicely by the DP, and they can't do anything against the Magic community of VG right now. They're going for a Roche, though. If they can pick this off, we might see a buyback from Paparazzi.
They're going to buy that 11 first. 55 seconds without the Jug. They're taking this rather quickly. They have the armor reduction with the Medallion. Now Shadow Shaman buying back. He doesn't have Serpent Wards for 15 seconds. Ori, 6 seconds for his Exorcism. They're all buying back. OG need to back away. They're going to Stampede. Resolution on the high ground. They're thinking about fighting this. This is very dangerous. Ori's BKB is ready to go. They've got the Silence. They've got the Skewer back. This could be a dieback for Resolution, and it is. Dead for 72 seconds, and with that, they will head into the Roche pit and take it along with perhaps the game.
I love VG. Like, they weren't really pressured or forced. Like, they weren't that scared, but they realized if they get a Roche, this could bring OG back into it. And they didn't really have to buy back. They just do it instead. Now they'll get Roche in, and I mean, they didn't even expect to get Resolution. That's just a cherry on top.
Yeah, that's huge. If they could have won a fight there, it would have been everybody pretty much knew about it. Jerax is going to get caught. Skewered back. The Walrus Punch won't save you this time, and he will be dead. He does have buyback, but it's another kill going the way of Vici. And this will be a tough defense. 36 seconds without Resolution. I don't believe they have Glyph either. It's still down for another 2 minutes.
Yep, it's getting rough. I love the little things Paparazzi when like they're Ghost Sceptered up and he was still hitting the Rax while he was blade spinning, hitting the hero with the blade spin while hitting the Rax. This guy's a pretty good player.
He's been playing really well this game. They do get the 4 stomp into Ori. The Sunray will come out. There's the Viper Strike RP. On just to 1. It looks like no, on to 2. They're still in trouble. The Omni Slash is coming through. They're looking for more. They have the Icarus Dive Supernova, but it's too late. They'll lose S4. They'll try to bring down the Sun, and they will. No Tail already low. He's dropped down, dead for 93. And they'll lose another. It's going to be Jerax falling yet again. 1 alive, now 2, but it looks like this should be GG, and Vici are about to force game 3.
Yep, and it just felt like the draft was a lot better, and OG just didn't have the physical DPS to deal with any of the push from VG.
And they got ahead. They really got ahead. Resolution just could not quite carry the game the same as last time, and I don't blame them. This is a tough team to play up against. Vici Gaming really sticking it out. Finally, we have a win for Undying, it looks like.
We have a win. I didn't feel like he even did that much in the early game. It felt like the Rasta did a lot better roaming around than Magnetar. I mean, Magnus won his lane, and then obviously you just give Jug and power the rest of the game, and even if he falls behind in farming, he'll always find farm.
Yeah, Paparazzi, plenty of net worth this game, kind of like Resolution last game. Really